Okay, it is Monday and Dr. Joel Conn is joining us from the Pismo Beach Veterinary Clinic.
And today we're going to be discussing some of the common eye problems that sometimes pets face.
That's right. So if you don't take anything else home today, I know it's early in the morning, what I want to emphasize is that eye problems, first of all, are very common. I see maybe 2-3 cases every single day, and they can look very similar. So something that's really mild can look similar to something that's very serious. Okay. So we're going to go through a couple of common conditions and ways that you can help differentiate those things at home, but the bottom line is, if your pet has an eye issue, get it checked out. It's not worth taking any risks with eye issues. So common issues in pets, one of the most common things we see is allergic eyes. These are red, itchy, these are dogs that are pawing at their eyes, usually dogs, not cats. And just like us, dogs will have allergies that can affect their eyes. And things that you can do at home, very easy thing to do is actually just use an artificial teardrop, something like Cystane, which you can get over the counter. It's just a straight saline drop. You want to avoid things like Visine because that has some ingredients you may not want in your dog's eye. Okay. So allergies really common. We can help pets with those, but then we go from there to things that are more serious. One of the things that we see very commonly is conjunctivitis. So this is what kind of in humans we think of as pink eye.
Right.
And pink eye in pets, typically in dogs anyways, not contagious. In cats it can be. One of the most common causes of conjunctivitis in cats, so this is a red, pink, kind of runny eye, is actually herpes virus. So a huge percentage of cats, about 80% of cats, are carriers for herpes, especially cats that came from a shelter environment, which most cats do. And at times of stress in particular, they can get flare-ups that can affect their eyes. And they'll actually have runny eyes or red eyes as a result of that, and a herpes flare-up. So kind of like someone that gets a cold sore when they're studying for a test, we actually see that in cats. And my cat, who is a shelter cat, every time we go on vacation and come home, he's got one runny eye and he's sneezing. And that's something we really commonly see. And those, in most cases, here's a common, this is like my cat when I get home from a vacation. One eye is blinky winky. And this is something to be taken seriously because this can actually lead to an ulcer in the eye, which is very serious. And I've even seen cats lose eyes with something as simple as a conjunctivitis that was left too long. This is a dog with an ulcer. So here, this dog's eye has been stained. And so you can see that bright green circle in the middle of the eye is actually where there's actually a scratch in the cornea. And very commonly we see this during the summer months due to foxtails in the eye, and believe it or not, I've pulled some crazy things out of dogs' eyes. Wow. This is probably a pug or something of that nature, a Shih Tzu. They tend to have bulgier eyes, so they're more unprotected, and so these guys will get ulcers more commonly. These are very serious. This one probably with proper treatment will heal up in a week.
I was going to say, what do you do to treat that?
So we do antibiotic drops, we do pain control, we make sure that they're wearing a cone so they can't scratch at their eyes to make it worse. This can get deeper. Pets can lose their eyes over this, so it's definitely something that worth checking out. Cataracts, really common eye issue in dogs. Cataract surgery, believe it or not, is something that's offered by specialists in the veterinary field, and you can actually have cataracts removed. So this is a dog that probably is now blind, and these cataracts can be removed. This is to be differentiated, though, from dogs as they age. They'll actually get cloudiness in their eyes. So I have a lot of owners that come and say, does my dog have cataracts? Well, the way you can tell is if you shine a flashlight in their eye, you'll see that eye shine back. If they have cataracts, you won't see that. And so there's an aging change called nuclear sclerosis they get as they get older. The same thing that requires us to need reading glasses. Here's a kind of an ugly picture. This is glaucoma. So this is where pressure builds in the eye. And this is obviously something hopefully someone would not wait on. This is a bulgy eye. Before it got to this point, though, this was a red, blinky eye. So it looked very similar to a conjunctivitis and allergic eye. And what we would do is check an eye pressure in this dog and hopefully catch it early before it got to this point. Wow. This is a very common condition. The Shar-Peis are the poster child for this condition called entropion. This is where the eyelids roll inwards, and so their eyelashes actually rub on the surface of the eye. So this is a before and after surgery. And this is something almost every Shar-Pei has to have surgery for this. Unfortunately, it's a breed characteristic. But we see this in other breeds too, labs, other types of dogs, where their eyes are uncomfortable. So just a few things to get checked out, to look out for.
Yeah, exactly.
And if in doubt, get it checked out.
Yeah, excellent. And if you have a question about your pet's health, email it to askthevet@kcoy.com.
And thank you very much for being here with us this morning.
No problem. Thank you.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.